This is the next chapter in your career
Yes.
in the UFC. We know the announcement set the whole of the UFC world alight. Joe Rogan called you the truth. How excited are you to be joining and joining that roster of a brand that has really revolutionized the world of mixed martial arts?
I'm really excited, and I don't fight for 2 years. I stopped fighting for glory, like I said, for 2 years. So I win everything in kickboxing. I fight everybody. So for me, I was waiting for something new, and this is exactly the thing what I was waiting for, and I'm ready, man.
You're heading into the light heavyweight division, correct?
Yes.
Now, it's a division that, from what I've read, is not the strongest right now in the UFC.
Yeah.
People are already touting you as a world champion who could get there pretty quickly. Do you see yourself making some quick moves to get that title fight?
Yes, like I say, I fight everybody in the kickboxing. And normally I used to fight heavyweights. I fight guys 20 kilos heavier than me, bigger than me. So everybody was saying like, no chance he's gonna win this fight and blah, blah, always the underdog. And with the UFC, some things is different, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and like I say, if I want something and I love something to do, I will learn very fast, man. And I'm gonna fight my first fight hopefully this year, and hopefully next year this time I want to fight for the title, man.
Wow. So it's going to be within 12 months,
yes,
Gokhan. You set your sights very high. I was interested to read as well that you announced on Facebook that you were joining the UFC.
Yes.
And the little line that I picked out, you said that you are the biggest thing since Conor McGregor. That
Yes.
is quite a statement to make. You feel that you can have the same impact that Conor has had on UFC?
Even better, 100%. He's Conor. Conor is a superstar. He know the way how he promote himself, but the most important is the way how he fight. He make it happen. The things what he says, he's doing it, and he's showing the stand-up fight and a lot of takedown defense. And I think my stand-up fight is, better than all of the fighters together, because I'm doing this for 20 years, and for my weight, for my height, I'm very explosive and always have actions in my fight. And I'm sure if I'm gonna bring this in the MMA, it's gonna be big, man. 100%.
Bring the other two guys into the conversation. UFC has undergone a kind of revolution in the way that, you look at it 5 years ago, it was very much grappling, it was a lot of ground game. Now we're seeing a lot more stand-up. Is that what makes you feel, Tam, that Gokhan can really, really do well in this division?
Yeah, for sure, because obviously when it started in 93, the Gracies dominated, purely because no one knew the art of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, what you call now is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But now MMA is mixed martial arts, meaning everyone's training everything. And the thing with kickboxing is, and it's not something you can learn over 6 months or a year. These guys, like Saki's been training since he's, I think, 9 years old. So just to have the guts to take that punch, have the eye, you can't teach, it takes years and years. So when you get wrestlers who come, they tend to be the guys who never liked getting punched. They've got an art and they just like to take you down, control you in a few shots. With a kickboxer, they've already got that heart. Teach them a takedown defense is very scary. And once they can stuff 1 or 2 takedowns, then you're in their world. And with Gokhan, I mean, he's the best there is in striking, in kickboxing as well, not just in MMA, in kickboxing. So it's like bringing,
I think it's something like 87 knockouts,
yeah,
am I right?
he's like the Usain Bolt of kickboxing. He won it all. So for him, you were talking about Usain Bolt earlier, he's like legendary and he's still young and he's not really injured. He's never injured his hands. He's not got that punch drunk kind of thing where you get in boxing. So he's fresh and he's got a good fighting brain. So he's learning quick.
I'll put you on the spot, Tam. Gokhan has talked a good game. He says that he can be as big as Conor McGregor. You've seen him. How good is he? Because
I mean, look, I love Conor. I mean, Conor, for me, he's brought UFC back. We always discuss him, but skill level, you can't compare Conor and Gokhan. It's another level, It's like Conor's probably like an S-Class, Gokhan's a Bugatti, That's how I say it. But Conor sells himself well. But Gokhan also, his English is new, but in Holland he was very entertaining. If you look at all his fights, he's a dancer to the ring. He's got a huge following in kickboxing because he dances. He has fights in the weigh-ins. He mocks his opponents, belly dances in front of them in the ring. If you watch his clips, he's known for this. So I think the American market will love him. And Joe Rogan's a huge fan because he understands combat. And when he says it, you know it's coming right from the horse's mouth. So,
Ali, what a lot of the tactics I imagine that will be employed against Gokhan is to try and neutralise his striking game, to try and take him to the ground. What are you guys working on to sort of get him kind of absolutely watertight in all areas of MMA?
Well, can we say a lot, coach?
No one's listening. No one is listening.
No one is listening. Yeah, but Saki, everybody will shoot at him. Like, stand up. Somebody has to have really big cojones to fight him stand up, you know. So I think, like Joe Rogan said, everybody will turn into a wrestler and try to take him down. So we're training on that, you know.
One-dimensional with him, you know. We know unless no one's going to want to stand with him. If they stand with him, they're in his world. We're comfortable to be that elite. So we know 80% of guys are going to try and wrestle. So obviously his kickboxing is perfect. I mean, it's like me training from Floyd Mayweather. All I have to do is just stand there and hold a pad. He knows what he's doing. So wrestling, drilling, and people don't know he's been wrestling for 5 years now. Behind the scenes, he's been doing this for a long time. So people think he just signed a contract and no, he knows wrestling. He's got a Turkish background, so it's natural, you know.
Gokhan, was this always part of your plan? I think you're 33 now. Were you thinking UFC way back, or was this part of a bigger picture plan?
I always think about it, but I never make the step myself to, focus 100% on the MMA. This is something, what games like this, and I think short time about it, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it, man.
Why 33? Because as Robbie rightly points out, Gokhan, a lot of people listening tonight might think 33 is quite old. Do you feel like a young 33-year-old, if that makes sense?
No, I think 33 is a good age. Like, what I can tell about myself, I never feel strong, like mentally, physically, like this before. And I stopped fighting for 2 years. I never get knocked out, so I'm still new, and I always fight heavyweights. So for me it was always difficult to fight the big guys. Now I'm gonna fight still big guys, but same weight. So, it's perfect time for me, and I think easy 4 or 5 years I can still fight, man.
We've seen in the heavyweight division in UFC those light gloves.
Yeah.
If you take a punch, you're going down. We've seen some big upsets. I remember a couple of years ago, Cain Velasquez got knocked out. Forget who by now, but he was a far better fighter. But it can happen, can't it? In those, rather than in a boxing ring where you've got the bigger 10-ounce gloves, it's if you get caught, it's
100%. So the thing is, don't get
hit.
Don't get caught.
Don't get hit. That is rule number one.
Easier said than done, I think, Gokhan. I'll bring you back into the conversation, Tam. From what you've seen of the light heavyweight division, this man going to gobble it up?
Yeah, I mean, if it goes to plan and the training and God like helping us with no injuries, I can't see anyone beating him purely because of his talent, stand up, and the way he learns. I mean, his striking is phenomenal. He does things. He doesn't like teleport, he doesn't show it, it just comes out of nowhere. And I mean, like you said, it's like the most elite level of striking now coming to MMA, wrestling, and like you said, he used to fight guys double his size almost. His natural weight is 93, but there was no division in K1 for this. So he had to fight 6'6", 6'7". Put him on the same platform with these guys, with smaller gloves, more hand speed. I think you know what's going to happen,
With boxing, we've seen a culture emerge of fighters kind of orchestrating their careers, plotting a pathway to maintain that unbeaten record, to fight people they know they can beat. The UFC, is there less of that going in? I mean, what kind of opponent is Gokhan going to be fighting in his debut? Someone that he should easily beat, or a real test for him?
I mean, like you said, because he's got huge experience. He's only 33, 34, but the experience he's got is like 20, 30 years most people would have to do to get. Kickboxers, like you said, 80-something fights. MMA, most careers 15, 12, 15, 16 max. So his experience is there at the highest level. He's dealt with pressure. He's fought in Turkey, Holland, so in America as well, Hawaii. So now, I mean, opponent-wise, really, I know he's never phased. He's never asked a question. He's saying whoever the UFC give him, we're ready, and that's how we train. We train every fighter like it's Superman, and that's the best way to be. Yeah, the UFC does favourite some guys, like they want to build Conor, Ronda Rousey. She was kind of protected for a long time until she had to step up, and then she was exposed. Conor too in the meanwhile, but that's business. It's about selling pay-per-view tickets. That's what it's about. It's about money. So once I think he does his debut and they see his entertainment and the knockouts, people want to watch knockouts at the end of the day. I'm a grappling background, but people don't understand it. The common Joes, they want to see the head kicks, the punches, and that's why I think the UFC are excited to sign him, because they need that. With Conor not knowing where he is right now, so you need a star.
We've got to ask you about the big fight brewing between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. It's been talked about now for the best part of a year. Looks like it's edging towards, I think they've even got the date. We were talking just off air. There's a bit of a disagreement taking place as to who is going to win this fight. Tam, come on then. Who is going to win this fight and how?
I'm an MMA guy, but Floyd Mayweather for sure. For me, he's the greatest. I think he'll win. I think it'll be boring. McGregor won't touch him and he'll embarrass him. I think he'll catch him walking in.
You have a different opinion there, Gokhan.
For me, I spar a lot of professional boxing fighters also. And they used to fight over 12 rounds, 3 minutes, and they start slowly. And if Conor start aggressive and he make a lot of pressure, if I was him, I will make war with Floyd for 5-6 rounds, and then I believe everybody will laugh, but I believe he will make a chance because he have good eyes too.
So rough him up is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, because they're not used to aggressive fighters. If you see his last couple of fights, only Maidana.
Yeah, Maidana.
Yeah, he was fighting aggressive with him, and he hit him a couple of times. He also almost knocked him.
Oscar De La Hoya as well, roughed him up a little bit. He was the bigger
when
man.
we talk about Floyd, when you say rough him up, it means just catch him once or twice. That's how
True.
good he is.
That's
We've never seen him.
And his height.
I think he's only been rocked about 3 times in his whole career.
That's how good he is. And
I mean,
if you look at
he was
Canelo,
rocked by Sugar Ray
Shane
Mosley. Sugar Shane.
Yeah.
Just in the second round, he
Maidana
was caught
rocked
and he
him.
grabbed him.
Maidana
Zab Judah. But I mean, Floyd, he's like the Matrix. It's hard to hit him. And with MMA guys, their technique is not as precise. So when he's swinging and coming in close, Mayweather's very good on his back foot. He'll see it, similar to Ricky Hatton, punch him coming in. And but again, the day they're both going to be.
I think we need Ali's deciding vote here.
Ali is with me.
My shirt says it all, bro. Gunner.
You think McGregor, Ali? You genuinely think?
I genuinely hope it.
They hope. See, so that's the difference. They hope.
Yeah.
It's good for the MMA sport also, It's very good.
It
So
would be amazing. Just like you're good for MMA. I'm just conscious we're almost out of time. I want to give the final word to you, Gokhan. You've said it, you've gone on record, you feel you can be a world champion within the next 12 months. If I look 4 or 5 years into the future, how will Gokhan Saki be remembered?
legend of MMA.
Legend of MMA.
Legend of UFC.
100%.
A legend. You
We
heard it
cannot
here
wait.
first.
Can we get some tickets for your first fight, please?
100%. You're most welcome.
But seriously, when do you think we might see you fight UFC in the UAE? Give us
I
a
don't know.
timeline.
I really cannot say something about that because we don't talk about it yet. So
Okay.
first, I'm waiting for my first fight. After the first fight, everything will change 100%.